If you often travel through the roundabout in downtown East De Pere, you should know about the upcoming lane closures scheduled for Monday, November 4th, 2013, for approximately 2 weeks thereafter. Parts of Wisconsin Street and South Broadway will be closed due to utility work and demolition taking place on the northeast corner of the roundabout, where a new Walgreens will be constructed this winter and next spring. This short video will help you plan your alternate route during construction. The new Walgreens store is slated to open in late spring or early summer of 2014 and was designed by the Albion Group in Milwaukee. The design is unique for a Walgreens store and was designed specifically to well match the Broadway streetscape. Design features include real storefront windows, a second floor with office space, a minimized and non-illuminated logo, and a brick that is similar to the Cream City brick typical of De Pere historic buildings. In order to make way for this new project, some inconveniences and road closures must take place. During the construction period, sections of South Broadway and South Wisconsin Street will be closed. Let's cover where you cannot drive first. During construction, the two northbound lanes of South Broadway between the roundabout and George Street will be closed. The curved section of South Wisconsin Street between George Street and the roundabout will also be closed. You will not be able to turn into the Mission Square parking lot from South Wisconsin Street at this time. The parking lot is still open, but only accessible from George Street. Now here is what you can still do in spite of road closures. The southbound lanes south of the roundabout are fully open. To head south off the bridge, there is no traffic change. You can still head south on Broadway, and both lanes will be open as regular. There are two alternate ways to access Broadway heading north. You can still utilize Wisconsin Street northbound off the roundabout to get to George Street. From this point, you can turn left and head west down George Street at the traffic light, and then make the next left onto Broadway. You can also continue north on Wisconsin Street to the Shopko parking lot or head east on George Street to head toward Webster Avenue. Another alternate way to access North Broadway is to utilize Front Street. This is the road that runs underneath the Claude Alloway Bridge, parallel to the Fox River Trail. To get to Front Street, you head south on Broadway and make the right at the light on Merrill Street. Follow Front Street along the Fox River until you get to James Street. Then turn right on James Street and you will arrive at the traffic light across the street from Shopko. Turn left to rejoin North Broadway. As mentioned earlier, you can still utilize the Mission Square parking lot during this time, but you must access it from George Street. The Wisconsin Street access will be closed during this brief road closure. The last change you should be aware of is the reduction of one northbound lane south of the roundabout between Merrill Street and the roundabout, near City Hall and the fire department. The two northbound lanes will be reduced to one lane during this road closure. The two southbound lanes will be open as regular.